What up, YouTube? We meet again. It's Maz here. So today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to go over just a quick tip that I share with most people whenever I meet, and just beginners. So I figured why not do a little quick video over like lane positioning and just lane positioning in the city streets. The city streets by far the most dangerous place to ride because there's so many intersections. So there's more opportunity for people to jump out in front of you. So you're at the mercy of other drivers. The highway's a little safer. Well, it's a lot more safer because most traffic is going the same direction, and you don't really have intersections, if any at all. So these streets are the most dangerous. So I wanted to go over a couple of tips. Even something as simple as this: when you come to a stop, you want to be on the right or to the left of the lane, in case someone behind you isn't able to brake. They're not going to run into the back of you. So this is a 3-lane street. I would say the best spot to be in is in the middle lane. Either pick left or right, whatever, right? And the reason why I think the middle lane is the best spot to be in this situation is because if someone pulls out of here and they don't see you, they have to cover a lot more. If someone is making a left from that way, you have a lot more distance. If I ride here on the right lane, right, and this is where I'm cruising at, right, if someone just pulls out 3 feet or 6 feet, I'm kind of cooked here. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm riding in the middle lane, they can pull out. There's a better chance for them to see me. Even if they see me late, they can stop. You know what I'm saying? Or I can swerve to the left. And so that's why I would advise you to stay away from the right lane until you're making a right turn. Like if I was going to make a right turn up here at this light, I would wait. And then here at this intersection, I would get over to set up my right turn here. But if I'm not making a right or left, my preferred lane is the middle lane. Because of that reason, when people pull out from the right side of you, there's more time and more distance they got to cover to hit you, and it gives you more time to react. So the same thing for the traffic going the opposite way, making a left turn into you. Riding here is also dangerous because the same thing can happen. As someone's trying to make a left, if they pull out in front of you, you know what I'm saying? The distance is very short. And now coming up to a light, you never want to be here. You want to be left or right, as far left, as far right. And the reason for that is, like, if someone behind you doesn't see the light, doesn't stop, I mean, they can swerve and possibly miss you by a little bit. Versus if you're in the middle, you're getting hit. So that's how you want to be, to the left or to the right. And then, of course, on these streets, man, you don't want to speed. Because this is where the majority of accidents happen, at intersections. Because people are either running red lights, not paying attention, or there's riders that are traveling at a higher speed or rate. Which, that's another thing. You cannot be speeding on these streets. Because the moment you speed, right, someone might jump in front of you, right, where you could have easily avoided it, but because you're coming at such a high speed you can't maneuver around it. You panic, you lock up the rear brake, and then you have an accident. Unfortunately, there was one of my lady's family's friend. He was a young kid, like 18, 19. He would wash my stuff, and he wanted to get a bike. I actually helped him get a bike, and he had an accident and passed away, unfortunately, a couple years ago on a city street. He was speeding, and a car made a left on the opposite side in front of him, and he panicked, lost the bike, and it slid under the truck, and unfortunately he did not make it. So this is very dangerous. You don't want to speed. Speed limit here is 40. I'm doing 50. I'm not doing nothing crazy. But again, middle lane is where I want to be at. Left or right, it doesn't matter. And then as you're riding, you always want to analyze. There's nobody making a left over here, there's nobody on the right side. You always want to stay sharp. There was one time I was on the street and I was distracted because I was pulling out my phone. I was pulling out my phone, which I shouldn't have, and a car made a left. And even me as an experienced rider, I made a mistake. I should have been paying attention, and I barely missed the car. So again, my tip on these streets: see, there's a car about to make a left, you got to pay attention. There's a car over here, you want to pay attention, stay alert. So that's my tip for the day. Middle lane, pay attention to the intersections, don't speed on the city streets, keep it on the highway. And yeah, man, just be safe out here, because a lot of these accidents can be avoided. And another thing I see a lot is people panic and they lock up the rear brake. I think I've seen more. I think the rear brake causes more accidents than the front brake. That's the one you need to learn how to master. The rear brake, if I lock up on the rear brake, oh, look at that. Look at that. The rear tire just locks up. The rear tire just locks up and you lose control of your bike. But the front brake is the one that you need to master. The front brake. But in most situations, braking is not the solution. It's finding an exit, navigating how to get around, left, right. That should be your first goal. Not braking. Braking is not the number one option. You always want to have exit plans, so that's the thing you want to focus on. So yeah, so we're on the highway now. It's safer on the highway. The front brake is the most important thing you got to learn on a bike. Well, one of the most important things you got to learn. You got to be able to get on it and stop. And it's you don't just get on it and grab a handful like bah. You don't do that. See how it's stopping? You wanna grab like 20%, and then you grab more. You see that? Versus if you just grab it, you're just gonna do a stoppy. You see, that's not the way you want to do it. You want to grab 20%, then gradually increase. Boom, more brake. Boom. You want to need to learn how to master the front brake. Okay, so that concludes my first tip video, I guess. So y'all be safe out there, man. Stay alert on those city streets, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. So